Hey everybody, Rad Mom here. Welcome back again to the living room because it's been raining all day, so we're filming inside again tonight. But that's okay because we have something a little special for you. Uh, it's Camille Paglia, who I strangely enough have actually sort of just met, as it were. I never claimed to be an academic, and I just have been enjoying for years, sort of naturally traversing through the landscape of feminist thought and literature. I hadn't really encountered her before, and she sits in sort of an interesting place because I do agree with a lot of the things she says about sex like mattering and stuff. But here I found something that just I could not let stand because it's just too damn silly. So first, like the video if you enjoy my content, and subscribe to the channel for more of it, and spread it around, because around here we're doing feminism from a materialist perspective and we're trying to drag it back to the real world. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Let's go see what Camille has to say. It's a little old. It's from 1992, but yeah.
Are you offended by a lot of the MTV images, especially with heavy metal rock, where young girls are strictly sexual objects?
That just makes it a classic, right? And I had to slow it down a little bit. They sound a little drunk because she talks like really, really fast. Really, really fast. I had to slow her down a little bit just to catch it all.
And it seems as if the absolute apex of young male existence would be to have 15 nubile young girls running around servicing you.
As if metal music invented that. Please.
Now, you see, a lot of my unorthodoxy about feminism comes from the fact that I am a sports fan, football fan, and a rock fan.
Sports and football. Kind of getting some pick-me vibes here. I hate to say it. Like I said, this is a bit old and boy.
And because I watch those two things, I don't go sexism. I go, a lot of women love sports figures, and a lot of women love rock males.
We had a little interruption there. Let's take it back a bit.
Sexism. I go, a sports fan, football fan, and a rock fan. And because I watch those two things, I don't go sexism. I go, a lot of women love sports figures, and a lot of women love rock males, right?
Okay, so I feel like there's like two ways to interpret that, right? On the one hand, it could be like kind of a pick me thing, right? Where she's just kind of pretentious about it, like, oh, I'm the cool lady. Look at me over here. I get guys. I get you. I get them. Or maybe she genuinely enjoys these things and so considers herself to have unique insight, which is also kind of just, not the most ingratiating thing, but let's see. This is so funny because, again, this is an old interview. It's from 1992, and we're going back in the Wayback Machine a bit lately to try and dig out where some of these ideas come from. And I think that this little clip just really does a great job of distilling some of the blurred lines between sex and gender. And these days, apparently, she identifies as transgender. So that's fun. Even though I could not find like any details about that, and almost like 90+% of what I did find in the first 2 pages. I'm not a saint. Where it was all about her, they tried to get her fired, and they, tried to get her deplatformed at the university she's worked at since the early 80s. So that would be my entire life. Because she's a TERF. Like, how in the world you can be a transgender TERF? I don't know, and I don't care. I don't care to try and wrap my head around that one tonight. Yeah, so she teaches that. The University of the Arts in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yep. She's 75. Been in this fight a long time, and that's why I think so. I guess she was about my age when this interview happened. That's fun. Oh boy. And I just, yeah. I know a little bit about rock and roll myself, is why I felt drawn to comment on this, because I went all in at one point. I'd spent about a decade of my life learning to play various instruments and writing songs, and eventually went to technical school and learned to work the soundboards and the microphones and all that fun stuff too. I've done some live sound, all that good stuff. So I have a little bit of experience in this area too. And she just cracks me up.
Right? The swaggering, the boasting, and all that stuff. The girls will throw themselves not only at every bar band in the country, but at the roadies. Even the roadies that can get girls and so on. So I go, what does this tell us about women? What?
Like, it's not all women. Not all women do these things. I want to point that out. I'm not sure what to make of this phenomenon. I've never really been sure what to make of this phenomenon. It's actually always made me terrifically uncomfortable because, as I said, the position that I was in. So, yeah, I'm just going to say, and it's not even like, oh, women, like, it's just literally an observation that simply not all women behave this way.
What does this tell us about sexuality? What it says is, guess what? There's something called masculinity. Gloria Steinem says masculinity is a disease. I say there's something real there.
She has like a serious axe to grind with Gloria Steinem and brings her up a lot for her own reasons. But yeah, masculinity I think takes many forms. It's not all about swagger. It's not all about braggadocio, I believe is the word that she was looking for. That's one aspect of it. I suppose peacocking, I guess you'd call that, right?
Sports have preserved, and which rock has preserved. And of course, the great culture figure of our time is the strutting rock musician. And look at, what have women done in rock? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Excuse you, ma'am. Like I say, I did a lot, actually, and I've been in many bands. Trying to keep a rock band together is like herding cats. Good luck. I really don't know how some of them, they just pure luck and grit, I guess, just brotherly love. I don't know. But so it's a fucking sausage fest. Okay. And when I started, for example, at the technical school, I believe I was one of 3 girls, ladies, women in the class of 100 at the beginning. Yeah, so it's like that. I was literally told to put things down, and I was not supposed to carry things because I was a girl. I was put on the spot and called out in front of the class, stuff like that. And I was the only girl in the room, female, person, woman, whatever. I was in my early 20s by that point, so not a girl. I really, really strongly feel, a lot of times even when they put you out in front, They take your instruments away, don't they? And they want you to dance, even if you can play something, even if you wrote the song. Yeah. This woman is so full of shit.
They've had access to the guitar for 20 years.
Well, not nothing, but comparatively.
Police.
Access to the guitar for 20 years. People look at you as a woman with a guitar and go, oh, how cute.
Now, they're good in sort of like pop bands, like, like Bananarama or the Go-Go's, the Bangles, and so on.
This woman really thinks that that this is because of the performers? Does she not know what an executive is? Does she understand that the middle-aged male executives are the ones that are pulling the strings on all of these things? These performers don't have any control over, quite frankly, anything. A lot of them, at all. So, the fact that the world was not ready for women in rock for a long fucking time says a hell of a lot more about the world than it does about women.
They have done nothing in rock, okay?
Janis Joplin did nothing.
Oh no, Janis Joplin.
Joni Mitchell did nothing.
What?
Well, Joni Mitchell's folk rock.
Janis Joplin was a soul singer in front of an acid rock band that was playing the guitar.
See, if you don't play the instruments, then you don't get to be taken seriously, because I guess singing is not a job. Which, yes, it is. Singing is also work if you do it well, which she did. Also, she was, dead before she was 30, so I don't know if that's really a fair thing to say. Who knows what someone dead so young would have accomplished if they'd gotten the chance, right? Let's just leave maybe them out of this whole conversation. I don't think that's really fair.
Please, okay. Joni Mitchell's not rock. Oh, please. Okay, no. I'm talking about. Look, we had a few great attempts. All right, Patti Smith started out fabulous. Okay, in Black Velvet. Then of course she had a baby, and then it's all power to the people. Okay. Then we had Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders. Okay, coming out Black Velvet. Bitch goddess. I loved her. What happens? She has a baby. Immediately the hormones. Now it's like again. She's completely lobotomized, step for wife, and so on.
Gross. I feel like this has got to be some projection. In another video I saw, she said that she's married but childless. And, I can see why, her attitudes towards mothering and children, I guess, are not super positive. But, oh my gosh.
It's okay, coming out Black Leather. Bitch goddess, I loved her.
That's what it was. I don't know what she's talking about there either, because motherhood made me so much fiercer. Because all of a sudden stuff mattered somehow. I don't know. I've always kind of had trouble doing stuff for myself, because whatever. I don't really feel like it. Maybe later, But if it's for somebody else, well, holy shit, somebody's waiting on me. It's stupid, I know, but it's a thing. So, yeah, especially when it's somebody who's so young and completely innocent and cannot understand. If you don't deliver, you can't explain to them why. You can't explain to them what happened. They just suffer. The end. It's an urgency that very little else compares to, I think. And I don't know if that's hormones or what. I don't know if it was my situation. I can't speak for all women. I don't necessarily mean to speak for all women, especially when I'm talking specifically about my own experiences, right? But yeah, this lady is so full of shit. I don't really... I never really cared for Patti Smith much. I like the Pretenders, so hometown girl.
Happens, she has a baby. Immediately the hormones. Now it's like again, she's completely lobotomized, step for wife, and so on.
Also, baby brain is a thing.
Okay, all I'm saying is hard rock is male. It's aggressive, and people who like rock love me.
That's cute. So masculine people love her. But wait a minute. So women can't be aggressive? Let's hear that again.
Hard rock is male. It's aggressive.
Well, obviously, a lot of people sure do like to think of it that way, don't they? But how exactly is aggression male? Not just masculine, but male. Right, because women are never, ever, ever, ever aggressive. What the fuck is she talking about? This is a professor.
And people who like rock love me because my voice is the voice of rock. This
So
is it.
is hard rock the only
It's hard rock feminism, y'all. Woo.
thing you're calling rock? I mean, what's
No.
Edie Brickell? What's Michelle Shaw?
Oh, I don't really care for them all.
Hey, shut up. Edie Brickell's the greatest.
No, I love hard rock. I love like the new Guns N' Roses.
And like they're not mutually exclusive. Yeah. Maybe that's part of why I sort of agree with like part of what she's saying. She says people who love rock love her. I'm like, I love rock, but I also love a lot of other things. And like some of the prettiest folk music was written by men and performed by men. I have no idea what the fuck. She's completely off her nut.
Album, the new Van Halen album, the new Metallica album. I love.
And they're apparently not concerned with like tonality of the singer's voice. That's why Joni Mitchell. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get some haters here, but I've never cared for Joni Mitchell because her voice. There's just something about it. Can't do it.
Love rock. Keith Richards is the founding father, as Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin, of a lot of this hardcore stuff.
Yeah, it's very interesting because Jimmy Page has said, I've read in interviews where he's sort of confused, or was, to begin with, why people were calling them heavy metal, because a lot of the stuff that they do is really soft. And it is. A lot of their stuff that they do is either acoustic or very minimalistic and sort of based on kind of fantasy realms.
Now, in the 70s, I didn't particularly like heavy metal, but I feel that heavy metal is preserving the rock impulse, and the rock impulse is always a breaker of taboos.
Yeah, true. But again, why is that a male thing? I don't know. I feel like women are a lot more suited to that role. We literally embody so many taboos. Come on. Why in the hell would you send a boy to do a woman's job? Jeez.
Therefore, this constant berating of Guns N' Roses, oh, you're racist, you're homophobic. What are they talking about? The Rolling Stones, for heaven's sakes, did everything they did. I mean, they shot a record album cover in a toilet.
What?
I mean, which couldn't even get printed.
They couldn't get printed because they shot it in a toilet. I'm not sure what that has to do with being homophobic or not, but apparently she's not aware of the story that happened several years before this interview, that I guess Mick Jagger, of the lead singer of the Rolling Stones, ended up being caught in bed with David Bowie, who is also, famously a man.
Okay, so I love the bad boy image of rock, and I think that the aggression of rock is everywhere in my. See, what I'm doing essentially is it's a kind of lead guitar work. Right? I think I'm the first great lead guitarist. It was a woman. Okay, but I'm using words and not the instrument.
Do I detect perhaps a soul sister, perhaps another frustrated musician here?
And I was heavily influenced by acid rock. That sort of like that searing, cutting sound of the lead guitar.
Yeah, it's called the Marshall stack, where the amplifier, the speaker, and the preamp are two separate things, two separate units. And it's made by Marshall Company out of London, I think, definitely England. And it was famously used by Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page, and somebody's gonna hate me, that guy in the Yardbirds. Was that also Jimmy Page? It's been a while, y'all.
So people, again, who like rock love me. People who like soft women's music hate me. They think, oh, she's so obnoxious.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why maybe I'm like kind of got a foot in both camps here, because I don't know, I just kind of like most music. It's one of the reasons that I wanted to go into it in the first place as like a vocation. Especially as like an engineer. You know, you're gonna end up working on something that's not really your cup of tea. You just have to accept that going into it day one. If you want to work, well, hypothetically, and yeah, the Great Recession kind of killed all the mid-level studios that I was gonna work in, but whatever. Here we are on YouTube instead. So what the fuck is she talking about? Girly lady music? Like, has she not heard of Crosby, Stills, and Nash? Has she not heard of Cat Stevens? Has she not heard of like uh, Woody Guthrie, for fuck's sake? Come on with this. Like, really, I think her knowledge of this stuff seems to only extend to her personal lifetime.
What I have is simply the obnoxiousness and brazenness of rock.
She is the obnoxiousness and brazenness of rock. Yeah, totally. Whatever. The lady's off her nut, and she doesn't know what she's talking about. And I just had to comment on this. This was too funny to let slide on by me. It's just a rare occasion when I find that I have a greater depth and breadth of knowledge about something than somebody who is a college professor. She's talking a little bit out of her realm, I guess, here. But real quick, let me show you something. Forebears, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the godmother of rock and roll. Look at her. Look at her. She's so beautiful. Yeah. Rock and roll was bred between the church and the nightclubs in the soul of a queer black woman in the 90s. She was gay, I believe. A lesbian. Yeah. A woman-loving woman. Who probably, I don't know. Did they use queer as an insult that far back? I don't know. Anyways, she probably did not call herself that. That's for damn sure. Before Elvis, Little Richard, and Johnny Cash, it was Tharpe who turned this burgeoning musical style into an international sensation. Yeah, in the 40s. This rock and roll was fucking invented by a woman, you dumb. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But she is very much mistaken about Keith Richards being the founding father of anything. And if you ask Keith Richards about it, which many people have, and I've read and watched a goodly number of those interviews, okay, he'll tell you that he got a lot of his stuff and his ideas. They all got their inspiration from like old blues records, right? And I'm sure that back in the 90s, even the barest amount of research would have told you that. Because they'll talk about it at the drop of a hat because they love that stuff. They're fanboys. And a lot of them are just as nerdy. Metal guys especially. Ooh, metal guys are nerdy as hell. They take that shit so seriously. They are very precise about their playing and about their sound and about their instrument and their amplifier and their just everything. And that's how metal guys are. I've known many of them. I don't mean to generalize, but literally everyone I've known. Assuming he actually plays and isn't just, a metalhead. The guitarists, they're mad. That's how they do that shit that they do. Okay. Because they're dedicated as shit. So, unlike this lady. Yeah. Camille Paglia, who, again, I did just meet recently, so I'm going to be returning to her along with Judith Butler, and I'm enjoying my education a whole lot, and I'm really liking bringing you guys along with me. And if anybody has any comments, any questions, if anybody would like to hear my horror stories from school, I gotta tell you, I got a couple that'll curl your hair. So, any interest in that, we can make some videos on that. But anybody knows anything about Camille Paglia, she seems like a really interesting lady. She prides herself on being independent, but apparently that kind of just means projecting her bias onto like everything. So this has been fun. Like the video if you had anywhere near as much fun as I did, and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this, where we're doing feminism from a materialist perspective and we're going to drag it back to reality if it likes it or not. So spread it around. And thank you so much. I've been Rad Mom. We'll see you again soon. Bye.